Hi, welcome back to Everman's Fantasy. I'm Tyler.
And I'm Liam.
And last week was a big week in the NFL.
Especially for one big player, but we'll get to him later. Let's start out with the quarterbacks.
Tom Brady going against Buffalo. Everyone knows New England's explosive offense. Look for him to have 24 points this week.
A big sleeper a big bust this week is Jay Cutler. The Bears have been amazing, and Jay Cutler's been right there with him. He's going against a really tough defense of Houston, though, so only 12 points for Cutler. You might want to start someone else instead of him.
One of the rookie sensations in the league, Ryan Tannehill, going against Tennessee. Look for him to be our sleeper. He's going to have about 18 to 20 points this week.
All right, how about on the running backs? Ray Rice. Oakland's defense is not good. Ravens are playing Oakland. 24 points for Rice. He's going to completely dominate, and Joe Flacco's always checking down to him, and the ball up the middle. Stuff will be good for Ray Rice this week.
Ryan Matthews. He's been pretty good these last few weeks, going against Tampa Bay, who has been hot lately. Mostly their offense is what we've been focusing on. But look for Ryan Matthews to not have his big week that we expect him to have.
Alright, only 7 points for Matthews, but Reggie Bush. Ever since the big 31-point week, he's been quiet, decent points, 12 I think the last couple weeks, but look for him to go off this week against Tennessee. He's been getting healthier and healthier since his knee got injured, and Tennessee's run defense is very weak. 22 points for Bush.
All right, to the wide receivers. Roddy White going against New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans.
What the heck?
Yeah, he's going against New Orleans.
He is? All right. Our stats guy's a little off this week.
No, that's right.
No, he says he's playing for Arizona.
All right.
But, all right. So they're going against New Orleans this week. Expect him to have a pretty big week. Matt Ryan's going to be looking for him. 17 points for Roddy.
Dez Bryant. Philly's defense did not look good last week against New Orleans. They did get pressure, but their secondary wasn't good. Dez Bryant, still, their secondary decent, but only 5 points for Bryant this week. But look for him to have a 5+. Might not want to start him, but he could potentially have a bigger week now.
Another player that's been very quiet this year, Buffalo's Steve Johnson. Historically, he's been one of the top receivers in the league. He catches a ton of passes, breaks a ton of tackles. Expect him this week to finally show up on the charts.
13 points for Johnson. How about the tight ends?
Rob Gronkowski.
Rob Gronkowski going against Buffalo this week. Defense not that good. Tom Brady, they're back off a bye week. Gronk is healthy. 13 points for Gronk. That should be a 13+. He's going to try to light it up again, especially because Aaron Hernandez is probably not at full strength, though he should play. How about Brent Selleck?
Brent Selleck going against Dallas. They do have a very strong defense, but lately it hasn't been what we've been expecting. They're not very good against covering tight ends right now, especially with Sean Lee out.
Still, only 4 points for Selleck.
Yeah, only 4 points for Selleck.
He did drop the ball on the goal line, and the 99-yard touchdown hit his hand, so look for him to have a little less targets this week, if anything, for a lack of trust from Michael Vick. Jermaine Gresham, though. Ever since he was a rookie, he's been building up. He's our sleeper this week, but he should be a big player. Going against the Giants defense, who's been on and off this year. They're either really good or they're giving up a lot. So 12 points for Gresham this week.
On to the defense. 49ers finally showing back up. They haven't been on the top of our list for a while.
They bye last week,
but for a while they haven't been on top of our list. Going against St. Louis, obviously St. Louis hasn't been a very big player on offense.
Look for the pressure Sam Bradford consistently.
Absolutely, and expect them to get 10 points.
The Falcons did. New Orleans offense isn't the problem this year. Drew Brees has the record for consecutive touchdown passes, and even though Atlanta has been pretty good defensively, I still think that Drew Brees is the best quarterback they're facing so far. Only 3 points for the Falcons defense this week.
Our sleeper, Seahawks D. They started off the year pretty well. They've been all right throughout the rest of the year, and now they're showing up back on the top of the points. Expect to get 10 points against the Jets, who are coming off a bye. Expect them to get even more than that.
Alright, how about the kicker?
Our kicker of today, Justin Tucker. Baltimore's kicker going against Oakland. Not sure why he should get 10 points. I guess he's going to be
Oakland's
kicking.
defense is bad. They're going to get in the end zone a lot of extra points, a lot of field goals.
That's only 1 point though.
A lot of field goals.
They're going to be getting in the end zone more than they're going to be
Still,
kicking
10
field
points
goals.
for Tucker this week. Some notable buys: Arizona, Green Bay, Cleveland, Washington. No RG3, Fitz, Rodgers, or Trent Richardson. So notable guys to sit this week and try to find a replacement.
How about our injuries this week?
We got 2 guys sidelined, potentially, they're probable, for illnesses. Adrian Peterson and LaShawn McCoy, 2 premier backs. Right now, AP is leading the league in rushing, so you shouldn't worry that much. He's going to get a lot of carries still. And LaShawn McCoy, he looked good Monday night, 130 yards. They need to hand him the ball more to get him in the end zone, but still, if you have him, start both of them.
Big receiver who's injured right now, Demaryius Thomas with that knee injury. Expect him to play this week, but he needs to have a big week for Denver to win this matchup. He's their number 1 receiver, and Peyton Manning counts on him all the time.
Alright, how about the picks for this week?
All right, Colts Jaguars.
That's tonight. I'm going with the Colts.
As you said, I'm a Colts fan. Still, either way, I've been picking them. They've been winning. Colts for me.
Alright, Patriots, Bills.
Patriots.
Ravens, Raiders.
Ravens.
Yeah, I agree with that. Broncos, Panthers.
Broncos. As I said last week,
I agree.
right now they're playing as one of the best teams in the league, and I expect them to go pretty far this year.
Giants, Bengals.
I have the Giants winning this
I do
one.
too. The Bengals aren't that good. And
They're
the
not
Giants
that good,
look
but
How about
Giants
Lions,
win.
Vikings? It's a nice matchup.
I have the Lions winning that.
I have the Vikings. I think that Adrian Peterson's going to go off. Matt Stafford doesn't look like he did last year. And I know I've been picking the Lions the last couple weeks, but the Vikings still have in this matchup.
I have the Lions here because I think Mikael Shore's going to have a big week again. Jacoy Bell. Calvin Johnson, even though he is injured with the knee injury, he's questionable this week. I expect him to play. Stafford's going to throw to him. I don't know. It's going to be a close matchup, I think.
How about Dolphins, Titans?
I have Dolphins winning
Yeah,
this.
I do too. Last week was a bit of a disappointment, losing to Indy by 3, but the Titans just aren't that good this year since Jake Locker's gone out. I have Miami winning big.
The undefeateds versus the comebacks. Falcons Saints.
I'm going with the Falcons.
I have the Falcons on this one. I think they're going undefeated for another week.
How about the Seahawks, Jets?
Skip Buccaneers Chargers, but alright. Seahawks Jets. I have the Hawks.
Yeah, so do I. I agree. Rams, Niners?
I have the Niners.
Yeah.
Again, they're one of the best teams in the league.
How about, in my opinion, the best game this week? Texans, Bears.
Couldn't agree with you more on it's the best game this week. I have the Bears beating the
I
Texans
agree
here.
with you. I think that the Bears are really good right now. Brandon Marshall is the best he's looked his entire career, in my opinion, and Jay Cutler's just locked in right now.
Their defense has been unstoppable this year. Their defense is scoring almost as many points as their offense.
And that's it.
Pretty impressive. All right, let's go back to the matchup we skipped. Buccaneers Chargers.
I'm going with the Chargers.
I have the Bucks
Even
winning
though
this one.
Doug Martin is Doug Martin, I still have the Chargers winning this one, just because I don't think that they can keep up with Phillip Rivers on defense.
I think Josh Freeman's been playing well. Doug Martin's been playing well. Vincent Jackson, Dallas Clark, all been playing well.
If you think about it, though, the Buccaneers barely won last week with Doug Martin's 250 rushing yards, 4 TD appearance. If he doesn't show up like that again, I don't think they're going to win. Especially
I think since look at the experience in Tampa Bay secondary.
Yeah, experience, age, old, they can't keep up. They're not fast enough.
All right, Monday night game.
How about Chiefs Steelers? I have the Steelers winning big.
I do too. Steelers, even though their defense has been ridden with some injuries, a couple of them are coming back this week, I think.
And one that's not on here, Eagles Cowboys.
Eagles boys. Is that the Monday night game?
No, it's Chiefs Steelers, but Eagles Cowboys.
I have the Eagles winning that.
Yeah, so do I. I agree.
The Eagles, they
Looks
have
like
been
bounce
playing
back.
well,
They need to win.
and they're a strong team. Definitely a stronger team than the Cowboys.
Yeah, their record lies a little bit, but look for them to bounce back.
All right, how about our trading block? Who do you have?
Somebody looked to drop or trade the Cardinals defense. They started out good, and ever since appearance against Philadelphia, where they look good, they've been downhill a little bit. Only put up 1 point last week, and looked to trade them.
You've been praising them all year.
Yeah.
Wow. One guy who just popped up on the radar this past week, Alex Green, running back for Green Bay. He did have a big week last week. Well, for his standards. He had a big week for being not a premier back. And he's going to probably drop off. He caught the other team off guard, and he should be traded.
So kind of like a 1 week thing for him.
Yeah.
All right, and a new segment this week, Player of the Week. Who is it?
Obviously, Doug Martin. 51 points.
That's ridiculous.
That is absolutely ridiculous. He had 251 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns, 21 yards receiving. How did that even happen? How does that even happen? That is amazing. We haven't seen numbers like that since Michael Vick. Exactly. That's just impressive. Congratulations, Doug Martin. You got our player of the week.
All right, so that's it this week.
One last thing. As you see, we got our shirts.
Yeah.
I think they look pretty good. As you guys know, if anybody wants one, you're gonna contact us in the box below. My email's in there, and they're $15 shirts with shipping. That's not with shipping and handling. I can talk to you personally based on your location. We have all sizes, and
that's it for this week.
That's it for this week. Thanks, guys.
I'll see you next week.
Hi, I'm Pat with the Daily Dolphins Facts for Week 10, and my fact is about Dan Marino, and his total passing yards is 61,361. That's all for this week.